Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Everyone checking in on the market. So today a daily inside bar. This is the first time we haven't dropped to a lower low at any point this week. And we're starting to see a little bit of some lower wicks, and the bulls are trying to shift that momentum. In yesterday's video, highlighted the hourly falling wedge. And that did end up breaking bullish today, but we did not clear an important hurdle to give the bulls confidence. So here was our falling wedge. And there were falling wedges all over the place, and actually the MJ sector broke their falling wedges bullish first, which being a high-risk sector was notable to me, saying, okay, there's confidence going in the highest risk sector in the market right now, and then the S&P 500 broke bullish shortly after. But where's the lack of follow-through? Right here. So this is an equilibrium where we have our high of yesterday, low of the dump, lower high in after hours, higher low this morning, and then we rejected from that resistance. So even though we broke that falling wedge bullish, 247.65, we topped out at 247.38. Failed to break that resistance and pulled back into the end of the day. So this is an hourly equilibrium where we're going to look for an hourly higher low compared to 229.31 and for this range to continue to tighten. If we look at the S&P 500 futures, and we're going to have to start doing that more, looking at SPX and the futures over the next week, because SPY is going to have a dividend distribution tomorrow. I believe that's tomorrow. I got to double check that. But SPX USD, SPX 500 USD, every single day for the last 12 days has been a lower high. We see some lower wicks forming, showing a little bit of buying of the dip. Now the question into tomorrow is, can the bulls break that pattern and break the high of today to see the daily bounce get started for the first time since we stopped bouncing on the last attempt? So that's what I'm watching. If I'm going to add to any of my long-term SPY position, I would need to see a clear bear break under our lows with no daily bounce taking place, and I would then look to enter SPY in the 2 teens to add another position. If the daily bounce starts, my game plan shifts, and I then watch to see, is this a daily bear flag, or does the bounce have enough follow-through to be looking for the possibility of a daily trend change? But that's looking a little bit too far in advance. First things first, can we see a daily bounce by breaking the pattern of a lower high every single day? So that's where we stand on the S&P 500. IWM, low of yesterday, did end up breaking, but not by a whole lot. So we're still in a pattern of a lower high every single day. Lower high and lower low every day on IWM for the last few weeks. Bulls would have to break 106.80, which is a double top. We broke the high of yesterday by 2 pennies, but that's a double top. If that level breaks, the daily bounce is then underway. Hourly time frame, need to see a clear trend change. And looking at extended hours, you could say, nope, you couldn't. Couldn't say we changed the trend clearly. Have to see that into tomorrow. QQQ, daily bounce is already underway. We easily cleared the high of yesterday. So now we're looking at anything under 194.48 as just a daily lower high. The hourly uptrend is going to be our guide here. And again, with extended hours on, so low of yesterday, high of after hours, higher low, higher high, have to see follow through. And of course, if the S&P 500 can break the high of today tomorrow, that would help QQQ bulls get some follow through. If the S&P 500 cannot, then this is a potential daily bear flag, cooling things off and setting up for the potential of another leg down. So QQQ will hang in the balance based on what the S&P 500 does. XLF broke the low of yesterday. Not a lot of bear follow through though. Trying to change hourly trends and shift momentum. Still a lower high, lower low pattern. 1993 and after hours was resistance. We topped out at 1989. We did drop to a lower low today. So definitely still work to do for bulls in a lot of these sectors. Pretty much XLF is being the weight of the S&P 500 right now, as QQQ was ready to go, but held back by the healthcare and financial sector today. So the healthcare sector was red Daily inside bar, same as SPY. So we're watching to see how this inside bar is going to break tomorrow. And again, just a reminder, you're going to wake up tomorrow and you're going to pull up SPY. And I know I'm going to do it because I give this heads up and I still do it every time. And you can say, oh man, we're much lower. But again, the distribution of the dividend artificially adjusts the price in SPY. So make sure you're using SPX 500 USD tomorrow morning to check in and see where we are at. XBI, bounce is underway. Very notable bounce. XBI today was up 5.76%, where the next most significant sector on my screen was the financial sector, up 2%. So big day, daily bounce, very clearly underway. We had a lower high every single day for the last 9 days, and that has now broken. So we have changed the short-term momentum, and we're now looking at how significant of a bounce can we see from here? How much space can we create? Do we top out right here and set up for a daily bear flag? Or do we bounce significantly enough to create space for the higher low and the potential trend change? So tomorrow's an important day. XBI bulls would really benefit from a green day in the market. They're positioned well for it. It's just a question of the S&P 500 overnight and into tomorrow. SMH daily inside bar, same as SPY. So watching to see if we can get any kind of follow through in the short term from this tightening range. Hourly time frame on SMH, pretty much high of yesterday, low of today, held the low today, and just failed to break that high of yesterday by 22 cents. Clear resistance level. TLT, trying to bounce on the daily. Inside bar here as well. If we break the inside bar bullish, we know anything under 166.15, just a daily lower high. And if we break the inside bar bearish, we're looking right back at the low of 139. So clearly in a daily downtrend, and we're going to be watching for signs of that daily downtrend shifting and changing back to bulls, but a lot of work to do for those bulls. And the VIX topping out a little bit, but the time frame that I've been highlighting is the most important for me, has not broken bearish. 69.40, I take that back. We did break it, but not convincingly in any way. So 69.40, and we dropped to 68.60, but you can see just how tight we're getting. If we break this more convincingly, the market will see a decent little bounce on the daily, in my opinion. And if we hold it, then the bulls are going to be trying for another leg up. So building that little base here, we saw the leveraged ETFs for volatility top out with a climax yesterday. So a climax up to 1,000, missed this top fishing play on TVIX. It was a beauty. So TVIX 1,000 psychological, very clear resistance yesterday. We had a double top yesterday by $3, and then this morning missed that triple top. We rejected by $15 and then ended up with a really nice amount of bear follow through on that pullback. And just like that, with that climax, we pulled back 48% today from the high of yesterday. So definitely some exiting from the volatility sector, but have to see a more convincing 4-hour bear break on the VIX. So that's where we stand into tomorrow. I do have a slight bullish lean. I do like those lower wicks. I like the fact that it's been 12 days in a row with a lower high, but my exposure is very limited. I like the psychological point I'm at, where I'm in 2 out of potentially 7 long-term, multiple decade SPY scale-in positions. If we go up from here, great, I'm in the profit, I'm in the green. Always like being in the green. And if we keep dumping, great, I've got a whole lot more capital to utilize as we stair-step our way down. The 2 teens, maybe right around 200, maybe the 180s, the 160s, however low we go, I will scale in those long-term positions because I decided recently, obviously I don't want to enter too early, but I started looking at things and saying, all right, if future Dan is going to be looking at himself 20 years from now and he's not putting capital to work long-term in this current market environment, how could I possibly look myself in the mirror if we do see things return to normal in a few years? And again, I got decades to wait. So that's my time frame of that plan. Gold, inside bar bear break, but we didn't break the low. So 1451 is now the most important support. And if we look at a different time frame, the bulls are trying to hold on to support. Let's find a different one. Want some more clarity. Pretty much the bears are in control still. We'll stick to the daily. Bears are in control, but bulls still playing a little bit of defense. We're not dropping to lower lows just yet. Silver had a little bit of green today, so it held the low of yesterday after being weaker yesterday, a little bit stronger today. So without even looking at the XAU, XAG chart, I know it's starting to consolidate a little bit. And if we are able to change the 4-hour trend for the first time, I would need to see the bulls break 1232. And if they do, the 4-hour trend has changed and we zoom out and look for a daily lower high to form on that bounce. Miners. Got to see where GDX closed for real here. Wow, we did dump. At the end of the day, that was a massive exit from bull miners. Massive exit. That is a 15% dump in the last 35 minutes of trading. Wow. So, that changes things. We did see an hourly trend change. So, low of after hours yesterday, high of pre-market, higher low at the low of today, held by 9 pennies, and then we broke the high of pre-market and saw a really strong run on those bull miners today. But failed to break the high of yesterday and a lot of profit taking into the close. So low of the dump, high of the bounce, trying for a higher low, but not convincing enough. And tomorrow's going to be a really interesting day on these miners. JNUG in the red. NUGT in the red. GDX in the green. What does that tell you? Time decay, volatility decay is insane. Yesterday we closed, let's make sure that's where we closed yesterday, but on GDX, we closed down at 19. We are currently up 10% on GDX from the close from yesterday to the close of today. Less than that, but a significant amount, maybe 8%. But the point is, to have the 3 times leveraged ETF bull red in that scenario is extremely unusual. Oil. So we had some news today on oil. We had the Saudis come out. And honestly, I haven't read or heard of what they said, but clearly looking at the chart, it was bullish. And US oil even halted. It was such a strong run up. So we had an hourly equilibrium, very clear. Bull break was 23.67, and the bulls did not look back from there. So the daily bounce is underway. We're going to have to look at futures here, which are still trading. So the daily bounce has started, but we know that anything under 33.87 is just a daily lower high. Could this be a daily bear flag? Yes, absolutely. But at this point, we are roughly 25% off of the low. So it is a notable bounce. Some hourly consolidation underway after the climax top there. Question is, can we get bounce follow through, or is it a daily bear flag? And once any daily bounce starts in this market, that's the question we're asking ourselves. And the clues are, how much bull volume are we seeing on the move up? How much distance is being created before we start to top out? So oil is going to be very interesting to see if it can maintain the hourly uptrend into tomorrow. And natural gas, trying to bounce, daily inside bar. If the inside bar breaks bullish, we'll just be looking for a daily lower high under 1952. So that's where we stand in the market. It's going to be interesting overnight tonight. 24.68, 24.65. This is a double top, and this is now the line in the sand level that we are watching in the short term. And if the bulls are unable to break this level, then they're going nowhere. And the bears know that's the level to defend, and the bulls know that's the level they have to break. So the next 2 days, that is top watch. Appreciate you watching. Hope you have a good day, and we'll see you soon. Burning some frankincense from TheChartGuys member Awoke. These are some tomatoes that a TheChartGuys member gave to me during the meetup from Canada. I've got about a dozen varieties of tomatoes to go this year. I don't know where Mama Duck is. So here is a little lesson on weeds. You see these nice manicured bushes, and all this stuff looks like weeds. So I didn't plant any of this, but I've been eating it every night with dinner. We have some little wild onion scallion guys here. We've got some purple dead nettles, so all these little purple guys, they're good pollinators early in the spring, but they're also edible, and some good medicinal benefits with them. And then back in here you've got chickweed. So this chickweed is also edible. So every night I make a grain or whatever with dinner and some protein, and come out here and just pick a bunch of these weeds and put them in the pan with some butter or coconut oil, put some salt on them. Good to go.